to this kid. He did it in the Super Bowl. We watched him. There was 14 seconds, 15 seconds on the sideline in Chicago, and he's running off the field. We saw him do it to Eli twice. Now, he used this bull job. I don't really know him. I know Aaron. I know Drew. Skip, you covered this game for 40 years. I've played for 14. The likelihood of every quarterback that came to the center field after the game knew each other on a personal level is next to nil. It's just what you do. Win, lose, or draw, you go. Now, it used to be the coaches, they never shook hands, Skip. They would always just, hey, Dan Reeves, when I first got there, he throw his hand up, they hand up, Mike Dicker, because that was the way they did it. I guess Coach Landry and Chuck Noll, once they met before the game, Skip, that was it. Throw your hand up. Now coaches come to the center field, they shake hands, they move on. Skip, this is a bad look for Brady. It's happened too many times, and it always happens when he loses. He never does this when he wins. Somehow he remembers, oh, go to the center of the field, shake the guy's hand. But when he loses, well, I don't really know him like that. Stop this. He's wrong. He's a sore loser, and this reflects very negatively on Tom Brady. Skip, explain your boy out of this one.
Thank you for giving me the floor. Here I go. I completely concur with your conclusion. He is a poor sport and a sore loser. But I'll go back to the oldest cliche. Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser.
Oh, so in other words, when the Last Dance, when Isaiah and the Bad Boys did what they did, and you were ranting and raving and carrying on, you didn't.
I didn't.
You had a problem with it. He didn't shake his hand. Hey, remember when LeBron? Hold on.
I didn't have a problem with it. I really didn't. I don't care what they did.
Hold on. What about when LeBron?
They were humiliated. They were embarrassed.
You remember when LeBron walked off the court against Jimmy Butler in Game 5 and them, and everybody lost their mind? You lost your mind. Talk about Pat Riley gonna have this on the board. Oh, now it ain't no problem.
Okay, what if I told you about Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.?
Sore loser.
Split personality. Off the field, he's lame, he's cliched, he's nerdy, he's goofy on social media. I don't love it, and I did not love it that he won't own this.
Thank you.
Okay, that's my biggest problem with it, and my only problem with it. But I think he seriously has a split personality that he really can't control, and it's Psycho Tom. When he goes out there, he is as close to Michael Jordan as I have ever seen. He is much closer to Michael Jordan than LeBron ever hoped to be. Tom Brady goes into some other mode, some other crazy, driven, raged, obsessed, Psycho Tom mode that you can't come to grips with. But I see it every Sunday. I saw it last Sunday where he doesn't even know who he is anymore. And remember, it's not that he hates Nick Foles personally. He hates what Nick Foles stands for in his career. Nick Foles was at the center of the worst moment of Tom Brady's football life because he went to that Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles, and he lost Brandon Cooks, his #1 receiver, in the first quarter to a concussion. He lost him. He still had Gronk, but he didn't have Brandon Cooks. And what did he proceed to do with a bunch of nothing? He threw for 505 yards. That's the all-time playoff record in any playoff game. He put up 33 points, and his coach's defense, Belichick's defense, allowed 41 points to the Eagles' backup quarterback, a guy you have little to no respect for in, as you call him, Nicky Foles. It stung Brady to the core. It's why soon after that, he was sitting out here with Jim Gray at a conference in Santa Monica. Remember when he said, you know, are you happy? And he said, I have my moments. It was the first time he'd expressed any sort of unhappiness with the Patriots publicly. It was because Bill Belichick inexplicably and got away with benching Malcolm Butler for the entire game. The DB who had played the most snaps of any defensive starter during the regular season was mysteriously, inexplicably benched for the entire Super Bowl game. Nobody ever came forth with any logical explanation. Malcolm Butler said, I wasn't punished. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't miss a curfew. I didn't miss the team plane. Remember, he stood up for himself, and Brady liked the post, right? So it hurt Brady as deeply as anything that's ever happened in his football career, that he put up 33 and Bill Belichick gave up 41 without Malcolm Butler. So it's what Nick Foles stands for in his career.
But I'm saying, but how does that, what does Coach Belichick doing something have to do with you shaking the guy's hand? It's funny that you say this guy has a split personality, but he knows exactly when he wins that he runs to the center of the field and shakes the quarterback hand. But the moment that he loses, he's like, where am I? Who am I? It's almost like, oh, well, he was, it's like, you know, not a murder with Skip, but you can't do something, clean it up, do all these other things, and then talk about, well, I blanked out. No, you can't do that, because that's what you're doing for him. You're making excuses. If he just owns it, I'm a sore loser, I'm a poor sport, to say that I don't know him that well. Tom Brady has played 20-plus years. He really hadn't had close relationship, maybe Peyton, and I give him Peyton and Aaron Rodgers and maybe Drew Brees. But to say because I don't know him like that, Skip, there's a lot of times guys shake hands and don't know the guy like that. Stop making excuses. The guy beat the brakes off you, and you don't like it. But think about how many times Skip, Tom Brady's won over 200 games. How many times has he beat the brakes off somebody? And I'm sure they're disappointed. Russell Wilson, he threw the game-ending interception. He walked to the center of the field and shook that joker's hand. And you can't do the same?
Different man. Russell Wilson, different man.
He wrong, Skip. Yeah. He wrong on this one.
Shannon, you can't get this through your head. I'm talking about cold-blooded football killer, Tom Brady. Psycho, Jordan-esque. Did Jordan want to go shake hands?
But he did.
But he didn't care.
He did. No, Skip, that's not true. Jordan said when they kicked our butts, every time they kicked our butts, we shook their hands. That's why he got so upset, because even though you kicked my butt for 3 straight years, I shook your hand. Now, you mean to tell me I get you and you can't return the favor? All the times that he done kicked somebody's butt, Skip, they shook his hand. You don't think it hurts them to lose Super Bowls? Especially in the fashion that which they lost it? Because you said he's 6 for 6, come from behind.
All come from behind. Yep.
And they walk to the middle of the field and they shake his hands. And you mean to tell me, I don't know, Skip, he had the nerve, he had the audacity to say, I don't know him like that. Really, Tom?
They did see each other before another game and he hugged him or something just to try to put on a show. But when he lost to him in Chicago and the way it ended, which was ingloriously for Tom Brady, obviously, there's no way he's going to shake his hand. I don't have a problem with that. That's just who he is. That's what he's made of.
Skip.
That's why he won 6 out of 9 Super Bowls.
Skip, if he had done this every time he wins, he heads to the locker room. But Skip, you can't say, oh, he has a split personality. But he knows damn well when he wins, he takes his butt to the middle of the field. It's just when he loses, somehow he forgets, I don't really know the guy. Bing. He did that, Eli. You don't know Eli? You just made Eli. Eli just whipped your butt 2 years earlier. And you forgot him just that quick? The man just beat you 3 years earlier. You forgot him just that quick? You don't know who he is?
Well, it's funny. This is the only way you can criticize Tom Brady. It is. It's the only thing you got on him. And I'll give it to you, and I don't care. Because this is why he is who he is.
Skip, that ain't got nothing to do with it. So, in other words, Joe Montana winning. Skip, I believe, look, you can win and still be gracious in defeat. There's nothing wrong. See, this notion that remember how Cam Newton would be losing and they put the towel on his head and everybody lost their mind. Cam Newton, that's not a good look. That's what sore losers do. That's what poor sports do. But you commend that? Is that what you teach your kids? You tell your kids that if you lose, it's okay not to shake your opponent's hand. Is that what you're teaching your kids?
Is Tom Brady the GOAT?
He ain't no, he ain't no goat for that.
He ain't no goat for that.
He ain't no goat for that.
This is why you're disqualifying from goatness.
I'm thinking about the goat running. When he loses, start taking his butt to the center of the field, just like everybody does. I mean, think about how many, he's done 30 times. You said he's 30-11 in playoff games. So 30 times he's walked his butt to the middle of the field. Now, we know 3 times that he didn't when he lost. Now, we know that for a fact.
Yep. So if you want to dismiss him as a poor sport and a sore loser, you can have it. But he is the GOAT for this reason.
I got to disqualify him for the GOATs.
And remember, this isn't church league football.
No, don't do that.
It's not on Saturday. It's on Sunday. They're not playing flag football.
No. Skip, there's a way to do things. Now, you don't have no, so don't shake hands. So you can remedy this if you didn't shake anybody's hand. But you can't wait till you lose and hightail it off the field and then pretend, well, I don't know him like that.
Well, he shook Aaron Rodgers' hand on Sunday after the game.
And what happened?
Yeah.
And just the week before.
38-10 happened. That's what happened.
You know why he didn't want to shake Nick Foles' hand? What happened? What down is it?
Yep.
He running off the field. He running off the field with time still on the clock.
Then he bounced right back and led his team to a 0 turnover, 0 penalty game in which he completely outplayed Aaron Rodgers.
That does not excuse his behavior from the previous week. See, Skip, I'm not that guy that if you do something magnanimous, you do something great, it excuses bad behavior in the past. No, I won't let you do that.
He is not a role model. I will give you that. I'll give you that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you know. I'm like, look, this ain't no Charles Barkley commercial.
Yeah.
We don't do that here. We don't do that here. He's positioned himself as this wholesome, this all-American guy that you want your daughter, you want to be a part of your family. That's what he's sold. He's nothing like that.
I'll give you that. I agree. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers after the game is looking for Ndamukong Suh to have a come-to-Jesus meeting on the field after the game, and I'm thinking, how delusional are you?
Well, hey, maybe he had 2 or 3 fingers of tequila before the game.
I don't
If
know.
he thought he was going to Ndamukong Suh.
So I'll give you this.